Welcome back to the channel. It's good to see you here. And if you're brand new to the channel, just let me give you a quick introduction. My name is Dave Whipple. I run a channel called Bush Radical. I have about 1.1 million subscribers on that channel with about 230 videos. And I've been at YouTube for 8 years now. So this channel is the distillation of everything that I've learned in that process, growing a channel to over 1 million subscribers from a blue collar perspective. Because I think the blue collar end of YouTube has a ton of potential for new YouTubers. It's very project based, very activity based, hands on stuff, not talking head nonsense like what we're doing here today, which is helpful. It works good for an education channel, but for a lot of folks that are watching or people that are going to get a lot from this channel, just a regular person on the street who has interesting things to share and wants to do the best they can with that kind of content. That's what this channel is all about. So let's dive right into it. 3 ways that will really help you keep viewers watching once they've clicked on your video. And they're super, super easy to accomplish. Number 1, load that first 15, 20, 30 seconds of your video up with the why it's cool, why it's interesting, what you're doing, how it's going to help the person who's watching the video, and just boom, 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 boom. So as soon as somebody clicks on your video, they're reassured that they're in the right spot. They've made the right choice, that this video is what they thought it was going to be. If you can grab somebody in that first 10 seconds, that first 20 seconds, to where they click and they're immediately impressed and they're immediately made sure that they're in the right spot, they're much, much, much more likely to watch the rest of the video. The best way to do this is to put the what and the why right at the very, very beginning of the video. Today we're going to do this. I'm going to show you, I'm going to walk you through it, give you all the juicy stuff, and let's get right into it. Boom. And in that first little chunk of video, you have told the people what you're doing, why you're doing it, why they might want to do it, what they're going to expect from the video, and that they're in the right spot. Boom. 15, 20 seconds. In that same vein of thought, the title and the thumbnail and the video content, they should all be in harmony. There should not be any discord. Discord is what you want to avoid in that first 15 seconds. You don't want to have a video that is titled Do-It-Yourself Campfire Barbecue Pit. And it shows a homemade campfire barbecue pit. And as soon as they click on it, you're like, today we're going to Cincinnati to my cousin's house. And 45 seconds into the video, you mention that you're going to your cousin's house in Cincinnati to build a campfire barbecue pit. No. First thing, boom. Today we're going to build a campfire barbecue pit. We're going to use these materials. It's going to be cheap and easy. Anybody can do it. Dive in. If there's harmony with the title and the thumbnail and then the first 15 seconds of the video, that's going to go so far to get people to hang out, to watch your video, hopefully go all the way to the end with you, see the whole process, and it's a win-win for everybody. This might be counterintuitive. It's human nature to want to hold the end product back to the end of the video. That's human nature. Like, save the best for last. In YouTube, you don't want to do that. In YouTube, you want the thing that people think they're going to see. You want that right in the very beginning. Instant payoff. The finished product highlighted at the very beginning of the video. That way people can see what they expect to come to fruition by the end of the video. It's been said lots of times before, this has been distilled down into the idea of save the best for first. Counterintuitive, against human nature, but it will go a long way to say, hey, you're in the right spot. Soon as the video starts to roll, there's the thing, there's the activity. People are like, yes, this is what I thought it was. And from there, dive right into working towards that end product, that end activity, without too many detours, or better yet, without any detours at all. Don't show the awesome outdoor campfire barbecue pit and then say, this morning I'm making eggs and later on this afternoon I'm going to go to the grocery store, and then eventually I'm going to build this thing that I promised I was going to build in the first 15 seconds. Don't do that. Dive right into the subject. Make the pace be nice and brisk as you're moving towards the completion of whatever the video claims to be about. At first 15 seconds, if you can pack that full of the what, the why, the where, why it's cool, how it's helpful, drive that home, and then dive right into the thing, working towards building up to the end of the video where the thing is done, and you've taken the people on a journey from start to finish with a whole arc of how you accomplished whatever it is the video is about. People know that in that first little bit, the first 5, 10, 15, 20 seconds. They're a whole lot more likely to stick around to watch it all. Number two thing you can do today in your next video that's going to really go a long ways to keep people watching is keep the shot changed. Now, I talk about this all the time. Get shots, man. Get a lot of shots. Shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot and get tons of close-ups and lots of angles, and once in a while grab an establishing shot, which would be a far-off shot, so people can see the big picture. They can see the whole area you're doing whatever in. But whatever the minutia is, get a lot of it. If you're skiing, don't show a picture of 400,000 acres of snow-covered mountains with a little black dot going down the hill, because there's nothing visceral about that. Get real close-up shots of like buckling your skis. Get a close-up shot of waxing your skis. And I'm talking out the side of my head here because I don't know anything about skiing. This is just an example, but you get the picture. Lots and lots and lots of shots. Lots of close-ups. I love close-ups. And if you're close enough if you can see the texture of whatever it is. If you can see the texture of a piece of wood, or you can see the texture of a tool handle, or you can see the texture of a blade of grass. Texture shots are very hard not to look at. It's kind of like macro photography where you see, super, super up-close shots of a bee on a flower, or a bug crawling across the sidewalk. Everybody is fascinated with macro photography. It's always interesting to look at. Anytime you see it, it's fascinating. So when you get a shot that's close enough, so you see the texture in whatever the thing is that you're filming, that's a good close-up shot. Then you have your mid-range shots, which are 2, 3, 4 feet away from you. And then your farther away shots, and then, ultimately you've got maybe a shot from 30 feet away that kind of shows the big picture. But if you shoot a ton of shots, that'll give you the opportunity to keep your shot moving every couple seconds. I like 2 seconds. I've mentioned this before. Every 2 seconds, change the shot. Because in 2 seconds, people can really absorb what they've seen and be ready to move on to the next thing. If you have a shot that's 5 or 6 seconds long, man, you can't see many of those in a row before it starts to get draggy. So one way anybody can implement to keep people watching their videos is to get a ton of shots and change those shots regularly, every couple seconds. It's almost like cheating, to be honest. It really is almost like cheating. You can make some of the most ordinary things really interesting. Shots that are close up enough you can see the texture of a thing, and constantly changing shots. Now, the third way to keep your viewers watching once they've clicked on the video and they're in the video itself is to load the video up with answers to questions. Whatever you're doing, somebody's going to ask you a million questions about it. If you're building something, people are going to want to know where you got the material, how much it costs, what type of this specific material you're using, if there's something special about it. If you're doing some adventure in the wilderness, they're going to want to know where you are, what to pack, how cold it is. Okay, could you get lost? I mean, if you really sit down with your video and you're going to do a voiceover, write a big list of every question you anticipate somebody having, whether it's a dumb question or whether it's a really good question in your opinion, doesn't matter. Just think of every question somebody could have about that, and then answer every question in your voiceover. You've hooked them in that first 15, 20 seconds. You've put the finished product right on their screen in the first few seconds. You're changing the shots constantly. And they're sitting there in the comments, and as soon as something crosses their mind that they don't quite understand, they'd want more information about, they're going to ask a question, anticipate those questions, and work the answers into the voiceover. People are automatically going to start feeling like, this is really good. This is really potent. It's valuable. It's not only what I thought it was going to be, because I've been reassured in the beginning. It's not only visually interesting because the shot keeps changing, it's packed full of all the stuff I hoped to find out about. And with just those 3 simple hacks, you can go a long way to keeping people watching your videos. And they're all simple. They're all things that you can do on your very next video. Well, I appreciate you stopping by the channel. And don't forget, this channel is all for you guys. Whatever comments, questions, whatever things that you find to be a gray area in YouTube, find to be confusing, struggles that you're having with your channel and moving the ball forward with your content, put that down in the comments. It just helps me make better videos that hopefully will be a benefit to you. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Dave Whipple. See you on the next one.